Yo, what is up? Will here, and I want to run you through something, and I want you to come with me. Now, last night, I have an interesting story to tell you on manifestation and how it really works. Gill here. If you don't know me, for the past 7 years, I have been helping people transform not only their body, getting a body that they're proud of, but also their mind and transforming their life in every way because of the person that they became. I myself was incredibly skinny, insecure, never really believed in myself to accomplish anything that I wanted to be, living the life that I wanted to. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I went from that to now living the life that I've always wanted to live and helping others do the same. So let's rewind back a couple years. Me and a friend of mine, Craig. If you've never seen him, Craig runs what's called Soul Space. And Soul Space is essentially a conscious community. You know, you can call it spirituality or whatever word that you have for it. And the community essentially is people getting together and letting go of shit that they hold on to and bring with them into life. You know, call it trauma or whatever it is. And you can see this a mile away in people when they walk around with pain and they hold on to that and bring it into their life. So it's a conscious community where people to come together, and there's like really authentic, you know, people confront that, they do breath work, get rid of that, and actually connect with each other on an authentic level. That's essentially what it is. Now, a couple years back, Craig and I first met, and Soul Space wasn't actually a thing. And when we met, we knew we both wanted to do things, like we wanted to make events, we wanted to step further into business and our career and so on and so forth. So I myself have been already coaching in the fitness space for 7+ years, helping people transform their body, get their mind right, get their shape right. That's already what I've been doing. And I plan to just keep doing more of it and to continue to build. So when we connected, he obviously found someone who was like very career driven, we got along well, and he also wanted to get back into the event space because he spent a lot of time with someone who's called Bob Proctor. So if you actually go look up Bob Proctor, you will see that he's one of the OGs when it comes to manifestation, law of attraction, understanding how it all works. He went and toured around with him and actually helped him with some of his actual events. So Craig specializes in event management and creation, essentially. So we're walking through one of the hotels in the Gold Coast, and this is a hotel I always would work at. I just like the vibe. And we're walking through one of the rock pools, and it was a great vibe. It was dim lit. The water was lit up, and you're in like a simulated rock cave, essentially. And we're walking there, and we're just like chatting shit. We're like, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll do the event here. We're gonna have hundreds of people. We'll have like the DJ there and all of this. So we're just saying, essentially, we're gonna do an event here. This is mad. And that was the first time we ever really spoke about wanting to have some kind of event together. And we moved on. You know, we went about our lives. We continued to go and work in our own spaces and fields. He focused on Soul Space. I focused on my fitness business. We'd come together every now and then, me jumping in with Soul Space and all of this. And along that way, that's when I'm really learning about all of this stuff out of manifestation and so on and so forth. And I'm really learning and understanding how it all works, understanding vibrational frequency, where you operate from, what you attract is typically what you're putting out, and so on and so forth. So essentially think like this. If I put out when you know someone and you see someone who walks into a room, let's say you actually didn't know them, but you felt like you did. You guys are on a similar frequency. Versus when you see someone and for some reason you do not like the person. There's just something off. You're like, I don't know what it is. Do not like that person. The frequency is just different. It's a mismatch. There's a dissonance. Okay? So we're always putting out a certain energy and frequency that either attracts or repels people in our lives. This is why you can feel like you can really understand who someone is without really knowing them, because you're on the same energetic match. So as you learn more about that, you can start aligning this philosophy with the type of person you want to be to have the kind of life that you want. For example, if we're running events, if we are bringing people in for an idea around soul space and conscious community and entrepreneurial drive and getting out of your own way so you can build something valuable for other people, if we want to be the kind of people to create those kind of events, who do we have to be? What does that look like and what does that feel like? So after this chat that we had, we just went about continuing to work on ourselves and really step into that character, but we actually thought nothing of that place or that event, okay? And as we're doing it, Soul Space is growing, people coming in, we thought, let's just do a dinner. We'll do a dinner, and we'll do it. Actually, there's a detail I don't want to miss. So we had the idea of doing the dinner, and then we, again, didn't really do much about it. Like, we focused on other shit. Now, the funny thing is that very hotel, that exact same hotel, one of the guys who runs the operations there, like, I just know him. He would see me there, so we're connected, We know who we are, we say hello, we respect each other. I was working out at a completely different suburb at one of the bars, the outdoor bars. And he was there, interestingly enough. And I was like, oh, cool. Strike up a conversation. And then I had Craig coming, so Craig came through, and then I put them two together. And then that very guy was like, hey, I like what you're doing with your Soul Space stuff. I've seen it through Will's Instagram and so on and so forth. And then he decided that he wanted to sponsor Soul Space. So this well-renowned hotel on the Gold Coast decides to sponsor Soul Space because they like the message, they like what it's doing, they understand the positivity of it. So without even realizing all the steps were happening, okay? So now that the collaboration happened, the dinner that we wanted to host found its own location at the Marriott without us really even trying to do it. We just had the idea, we put it out, and we're just focusing on being the kind of person we want to be. And then all of a sudden, boom, hey, want to sponsor you, happy to host a dinner at the hotel, create like an event there. So that's cool. We're still not really thinking much of it. We're just like, all right, sweet, let's make it happen. People buy tickets, we all come through, doing the event, and I'm pulling up. So I'm with my girl, and then I'm walking through, and I didn't even think. As I'm walking through, we met up in the rock pools to do like a cacao ceremony. That's just how they started it. And as I'm walking through, I'm just like the flashback came to when I was talking with Craig that very first day. And I was like, oh shit. We just created it. We held an event here. We didn't even think about this shit. It just happened. We set an intention, and then we just moved on. We didn't actually really need it, and we focused on actually just being the kind of person who would do stuff like that anyways. And here we are in the very same spot, doing the thing that before we said we wanted to do. And then it gave me a very important reminder to a lesson about manifestation and law of attraction, is that to truly attract it, you must not need it. Because if you want to match the same vibrational frequency of having it, it means you don't need it because you have it. So you have the same feeling of having the thing without having it, which means you don't need it. But if you're like, I'm setting my intention on this because I need it and I want it and it's not mine, you're not matching the frequency of having it. You're matching the frequency of not having it, and you'll reinforce that. And in that very moment, it really clicked for me, and I'm like, this is the teaching of manifestation at its finest. This is what it means. This is what they mean when you say, or when they say, that you must not need it. You must move past it to receive it. And that was just such proof. That was such a moment, and I was like, wow, that's so fucking cool. So we have a great night, we had the dinner with everyone, and we're truly just living now the life that we want to live. And we're going to do more of it, we're going to create more events, we're going to do all of it. But again, we don't need any of it, we just like doing it. It's sick, bringing people together, personal development mindset. We're going down the entrepreneurial route as well. Because look, I teach fitness, that's one part of what I do, but I'm also a big believer in just personal development. And I think business is one of those realms that has a lot of personal development. I myself am going down obviously more of that business route, which I understand truly at its deepest the level of personal development it requires. Look at any sales role, at any sales position. The people who suck at sales only suck because they have their own shit that they've got to get through. nerves, confidence issues, all of this before they could even think about the skill. So that is the direction. It's ultimate personal development, which is getting your fitness in check, getting your career in check, whatever that looks like for you, but doing something that you're aligned with, doing it with the people that you want to be with, and just being the kind of person that you want to be. It's a holistic approach. We're going to continue to do more of it and continue to embody the teachings of what true law of attraction is. Not the woo-woo stuff where people just don't take any action, they set no intention, they think things are going to come to them and not do anything. But it's the being. It's being that person, being that reality. So just an interesting story that I thought I would share with you. And we're on to the next day now. So we're going to continue working, striving, building more, getting more people in shape, building the community up. I've got an email list that I'm putting together now. I'm going to do a 30-day challenge for people who want to get their mind right, who want to understand some of the thought patterns that I had to develop over many, many years of personal development to create the life that I'm living right now. And I'll let you know when that is there, and feel free to sign up to that newsletter. So exciting times ahead. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'll see you in the next one.